Hi students, welcome to the chemistry sessions. So actually what we are going to discuss today is the CBSE pattern question exercise, a set of 10 questions for you related to this chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So it is going to be very interesting and I hope each one of you has revised the entire topic very well. Okay. So let us start with the question number 1, and since the instructions say question number 1, 2, 3 will be 1 mark. So you need to be very careful while answering the question. No need to write multiple lines, just one-liners will be sufficient. Now, state whether the following statement is true or false. I need to just judge whatever the statement is given over here is true or false. So a chemical equation can be balanced easily by altering formula of a reactant and a product. Is it so? They are actually saying that we need to alter, that means change the formula of the reactant. If let's take up this reaction Mg plus O2, okay, giving MgO. This is not balanced. So what they are saying as per this statement is we need to alter the formula of reactant or the product. If I just try to alter this formula, that means if earlier there were oxygens 1, so I can just make it MgO2 just in order to balance the equation. Is it like that? No. The entire formula, the entire compound will be changed. And MgO2, it does not exist at all. So how can this balancing be correct? So what is the basic criteria for balancing? We actually need to balance out the atoms, number of atoms from each one of the sides. Right? That means the number of atoms to the LHS will be equal to the number of atoms to the RHS. And we have to just multiply each and every reactant and product so that in order to just balance it out, okay, accordingly as per the requirement. Fine? Okay. So that is how you are going to answer this particular question, and in just one line you need to just write it that this statement is going to be false, and whatever is the reason you have to write, okay, and I have just told you the reason. Now coming on to the question number 2, again it is going to be a 1 mark question. Now what type of reaction is represented by the digestion of food in our body? Okay, so food has to be digested, that means the glucose which is obtained from the carbohydrates which we consumed has to be digested by the oxygen. And the release of carbon dioxide is the completion of the reaction in the form of respiration. Yeah. So the reaction over here is known as respiration. So what is going to be the formula for glucose? C6H12O6 should be the glucose along with oxygen 6O2. You can also balance it out, this particular reaction, but just in order to save your time, just try to remember it, because it is going to be very hectic for you, very time taking while you balance it out, because 6 oxygens and what is released? CO2 plus H2 plus a little amount of heat. Yes, that is how we respire, and that is what the digestion process of the food is in our body. Clear about it? Okay, yeah, and 6 carbons are there, 6, and hydrogens, how many hydrogens are there? Yeah, 12 over here, so I need to make it 6 as well. So that is the entirely balanced equation. Now, question number 3. Question number 3 says, the equation that I just told you has come up. What is wrong with the following equation? So are you able to judge what is actually wrong in here? Yeah, it is not balanced, yes, one thing. Second, if you just look carefully over O, does oxygen exist like that? No, it exists in the form of O2. Yes, and that is what wrong with this equation is. So you just need to balance it out after that. So just make the correction, that is O2 I have made from oxygen and will be giving us MgO. Cool, and just balance it now. How to balance? 2 oxygens, that means I need to multiply this by 2. Therefore, the magnesium has also become 2, so I have to make it 2 over here as well. Now it is completely balanced. So it is basically heating reaction, heating chemical reaction. We need to burn the magnesium ribbon in the air. Yes? Okay. I have shown you also this particular reaction in the form of a video in the lecture. Yes, you may refer to that video as well. Now, question number 4 to 5 will be of 2 marks. Given one example, okay. So let's make it give. Give one example of a decomposition reaction which is carried out. Okay. So first of all, what is decomposition reaction? One reactant I have taken. On applying certain condition, it just breaks into various components, decompose into various components. Okay. So for that, we need to give an example with electricity, breaking of a compound with electricity. So it is the electrolysis, if you remember. Yes. So the water, it's a very popular reaction, electrolysis of water in the form of solution form. We pass the electricity through the electrodes. Yes. Electrolysis is the name, and we get hydrogen gas and oxygen gas separated out, evolved at anodes and the cathodes. That means the negative terminal as well as the positive. So on to the negative terminal, hydrogen gas gets evolved, and on the positive, the oxygen gas. Okay, got it? So that is the very first reaction with the electricity I have done. In fact, not just electricity, a little amount of heat is also there. Now, by applying heat, yeah, this particular reaction can be considered for that, but again, more of it is of passing electricity. So I just included only one example of electricity, another to be on applying heat. What can you do? See here, keep this in mind, you have to represent, not just like that you have to just give a random example, no, just keep it in your mind that this has to be a decomposition. That means marble, yes, in fact this chalk also, if you just try to heat it, what will happen? It will decompose into another whitish looking powder plus carbon dioxide. So there is an evolution of gas also in this particular reaction. Okay, yeah. And while representing this particular reaction, this is not balanced, you have to balance it out as well. So hydrogen 2, oxygen 1, oxygen 2. You need to make it 2 and you need to make it 2 from here as well. And that is why it is balanced. Okay, so on applying heat, it just decomposes, and I have satisfied both of the conditions which is asked in the question. Fine? Okay, so I hope everybody is understanding all the concepts clearly. Now, moving on to the question number 5. What type of chemical equations are represented by the following equations? So these are not elements, no compounds are given, just random ABCD in the form of ABCD. You just have to figure it out that what type of chemical reaction is there. So what are all we have learned? Combination is one. That means 2 species getting combined to form the third species. Displacement is the one. One of the atoms is getting displaced by the another atom and giving a new product. Yes. Double displacement is the one. And what last decomposition we have studied? Yes. I just told you what decomposition is, and what is double displacement? That means 2 of the species are getting displaced somehow. Fine. So let us just, having an idea of all these reactions, let's figure it out in these particular reactions. So A plus BC gives AC. That means A has displaced B. Yes. That means this is going to be displacement reaction. D I have written. X will be giving Y plus Z. So I just gave an example, calcium carbonate heated will give 2 species. So that is decomposition. So DE I am writing for that. PQ plus RS will give PS. Now Q has been substituted by S and S has been substituted by Q. That means 2 displacements are happening, double displacement DD. A2O3 plus B. So B has replaced A, yeah, and that is what we have got. So it is also displacement reaction, simple. The reaction seemed to be a bit complicated, but if you just try to analyze it properly, it's very simple, just like the option number first. Okay, so that is question number 5. It was pretty easy. you must have the knowledge of all the types of chemical reactions that we have studied till date. Now, question number 6 to 7, we have moved on to 3-mark questions. So, you have to answer it accordingly. What is meant by a chemical reaction? What is meant by a chemical reaction? Whenever there is a reactant, okay, or I can just say whenever there is the production of a new chemical substance or the formation of a new chemical substance, that particular reaction which has got a chemical change into it is nothing but the chemical reaction. Okay? So, you can write the definition on your own. Now, explain with the help of an example. So, you can just take one very simple example, C plus O2. That means coal in the form of carbon, yes. It burns in air, giving carbon dioxide. That's it. So, here a new substance has been formed. So, it is definitely a chemical reaction which is occurring, okay. A chemical change is there. Now, give one example for each of the following reactions. Okay. Now, this is going to be interesting. We have actually studied all the kinds in the lectures as well. So, I will be just giving you the names of it. Evolution of gas. Here it is, evolution of gas. Can you tell me another example? So, this is carbon dioxide is released into it, fine. Another maybe calcium carbonate, yes, a decomposition reaction can be the one in which carbon dioxide is released plus what? Yeah, okay, calcium oxide, quicklime will be formed, fine. So, again carbon dioxide released. One more, we have taken up this example, I showed you the video as well. Yeah, so zinc plus H2SO4 will be giving a gas which is having that popping sound and it will burn with a candle. So, it is going to be H2 plus ZnSO4 is formed. Fine. So, first covered up. Change in the color. What can you tell me about change in the color? So, I just showed you one very important reaction as well. A girl was holding a test tube and in the test tube it was potassium permanganate solution. She just tried to pour a little amount of lemon in that and just the color faded away, yes, and that particular reaction was for the change in the color, okay. Now, the next, formation of precipitate. So, we have done a lot of examples in here and one of them lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole twice, plus we added potassium iodide. What did we get? We got very beautifully colored, yellow colored precipitate, yes. So, it was yellow PPT and yeah, I am not going to tell you that what compound is formed over here, you have to figure it out. We have discussed this many a times in the lecture. You can refer to the lecture as well if you do not remember, fine. Okay, formation of precipitate done. Changing in the temperature. Now, change in the temperature can be anything that may correlate, that may be, you know, giving us an idea about exothermic reaction or maybe an endothermic. So, it is just a change in the temperature. So, I had given you one example in this category as well. Whenever I put a little water, little amount of water in the calcium oxide, it starts kind of burning. If I just only try to put a few drops of water onto it, it will start releasing a large amount of heat and we get calcium hydroxide as the compound formed, plus a lot of amount of heat is evolved, okay. So, that is what one of the reactions for the change in the temperature is. Got it? Can you tell me another reaction for the precipitation? So, as I told you, one can be NaCl plus if I add silver nitrate onto it, we will get AgCl. This is the PPT which is formed and white precipitate is there plus NaNO3 is formed. Fine. So, this can be another reaction. Okay, got it? Yeah. So, let me just rub this off. We are done with question number 6 as well. It was a good question. Now, question number 7. Define a combination reaction when the two species or maybe 3 getting combined to form only one product, that is known as a combination reaction. Give one example of the combination reaction which is also exothermic. First of all, I need to give A combination reaction which is exothermic, which is releasing the heat. Second one, combination reaction which is endothermic. Can you tell me? So basically one of the combination reactions which is releasing heat, we just discussed about that. You know, I just told you about change in the temperature. Yes, for that I took calcium oxide, added a few drops of water, getting combined to form CaCO3 plus heat. Okay, so this is one of the reactions. Now exothermic, burning anything. Yes, if I just try to burn coal in air, what do we get? We get CO2. So it's an endothermic reaction, I need to apply heat. Okay, so these can be two examples. Cool? Okay, so yeah, this was also a 3-mark question. Yeah, and let me just tell you over here, whenever you are trying to write the reactions, try to write a little description, at least one liner for each and every reaction, so that the teacher gets to understand that you are not just mugging up the reactions, you actually know the depth of it. Fine? Okay. Now, question number 8. It is going to be very interesting. Okay. So, we need to form reactions from the given statements right here. So, translate the following statements into chemical equations and then balance the equations. Hydrogen sulfide gas burns in the air. Okay. What is hydrogen sulfide? H2S. It burns in the air. Got it. Heating we are doing to give water and sulfur dioxide. Okay. One reaction. You know, you have to balance it also. So, we will be just balancing it in a while. Let us move on to the next. Phosphorus, yeah, plus oxygen, okay. So, P4 plus oxygen giving P2O5. Fine, okay. Carbon disulfide, that means CS2, plus burning in the air again, giving CO2 plus SO2, cool. Aluminium metal replaces iron from, so it is a kind of a displacement reaction, and iron is being replaced from this initial reactant, which is Fe2O3. They have already given the formula. Who is replacing it? Aluminium, forming aluminium oxide and iron, Al2O3 plus Fe. Got it? Next one, barium chloride reacts with zinc sulfate, BaCl2 with zinc sulfate, getting zinc chloride ZnCl2. So, what kind of a reaction is that? BaSO4. So, basically it is a double displacement reaction if you see over here. Fine. So, let us just balance these. Now, H2, H2, fine, sulfur, sulfur, O. How many O's? 2 over here, but 3 over here. So, let us just make it an even number. So, I just made an even number right here. Even means hydrogens, hydrogens 4 to this side and hydrogens 2 to this side. Let us make it 2 once again. Fine. Okay, yeah. So, what is actually happening is, if I try to multiply, continuously multiply it with 2, the number will try to increase. So, in that case, what do we do is, see, over here the oxygens are coming out to be 3, here 2. So, what can you do to solve this matter? Yeah. So, so if I just try to multiply this oxygen right here by a fraction, that is 3 by 2. So, what will you get here? 3 by 2 into 2, that means 3. Yes. So, here also my number of oxygens got satisfied, and here as well. Got it? Now, the next thing. So, this was an important one, you can just mark it out. Okay, now P plus O2 giving P2O5, pentoxide. Yeah, it is, yeah, pentaoxide. That means pent means 5, phosphorus pentoxide. So, this is going to be. Now, 4, okay. So, let us make it 4. Usually, here I have represented P as 4. What you would have done was, you could have represented this as P as well. So, this can also do. But usually the phosphorus, it exists in the form of P4. So, I have written like this. So, twice, that means 2 5s are 10. So, I need to make this 5 and this entirely balanced equation. Now, a similar kind of equation what we had here. Carbons, carbons balanced, S2 S. Okay, make it twice. Now the oxygen I just need to balance out. So 2 2s are 4 plus 2. How many? 6. Let's make it 3 and I'm done. Now Fe2O3. Okay. So let's make iron as 2. Let's make aluminium as 2 and we are done with it. Simple balancing. Let's look here. Barium, barium, zinc, zinc, sulfate, sulfate, chloride, chloride. So it's completely balanced. Okay. So this one is balanced. So we are done with the reactions. Got it? Now, sometimes these balancing, it becomes typical. So what you need to do is just practice more and more reactions. That is only the key to get the answers right. Now, what is a redox reaction? No, I just told you. Yes, in the lectures also I told you. There is one oxidation reaction. There is one reduction reaction. Whenever the two processes happen in a single reaction, we get a redox reaction. That means red means reduction, ox means oxidation. Fine. Give an example. Yeah, we can have an example right here. Okay, so what we can do over here is, for an example, let's talk about, yeah, magnesium. Okay, wait. We just had this reaction, if you remember. Yes, see here in the last session we just did it. Hydrogen sulfide, yeah, it was burning in the air to give water and sulfur dioxide. Fine. Okay, let's take up this reaction. It was burning in the air to give sulfur dioxide and H2O. Now, what is happening? See, this H2, okay, or I can just say this sulfur is getting the oxygen. So it is getting oxidized. Fine. Okay. Now, what in the case of this hydrogen? Here, addition of oxygen is oxidation. So it is getting oxidized. Fine. Whereas if we talk about this oxygen, here hydrogen has been added in the product side. That means addition of hydrogen is reduction. Yes. So basically what all I can say is this entire reaction is a redox reaction. Okay, having a reduction process as well as oxidation. What is reduction? Reduction is addition of hydrogen or what? Loss of oxygen. It can be either of the two. And if I talk about the oxidation, it's addition of oxygen and loss of hydrogen. So either of the two can be there. Fine. Now, when a magnesium ribbon burns in the air with the dazzling flame, yeah, we know this particular reaction. We have done it so many times. So is the magnesium is getting oxidized or reduced? Can you tell me? Oxygen is being added, so it is oxidation reaction. Fine. Now, in the reaction represented by the equation, now comes up a very good question. Mark this as important. Okay. In the reaction represented by the equation, name the substance getting oxidized. Can you tell me? So who is getting the oxygen? This hydrogen is getting the oxygen, if you see. Yes or no? So this is, or, okay, not just this hydrogen, let us just try to consider this chlorine. Okay, it is getting separated over here. Yeah, so this is the oxidation process which is happening right here. Whereas this manganese is actually losing the oxygens. Yes, it is losing the oxygen, and thereby this is the reduction process happening. Which is getting reduced? Manganese is getting reduced, right? So name the substance getting oxidized. Okay, name the substance getting reduced. Okay, so the reduced one is manganese. Name the substance getting oxidized is, what is it? It is, yeah, or what I can say is, see here, in the terms of chlorine also I can just find it out, not just the oxygen. Chlorine would be the appropriate one, see. Yeah. Let us just try to remove this correlation right here, and let's consider this chlorine which is actually losing the hydrogens, yes. So the chlorine which is losing the hydrogen is what? Oxidation. Yes, cool. So the substance, name the substance which is oxidized is chlorine. Now, who is oxidizing the chlorine? Can you tell me? Who is responsible for that? See here, what you need to remember in this case is whenever they are asking about the agent, agent means who is doing this particular work. Okay. So, the substance which gets reduced becomes the opposite. That means oxidizing agent. Cool? And the substance which gets oxidized, it becomes the opposite, that is reducing agent. So, you just need to remember this and you have got the answers. Okay? So, that was a really good question and you should remember it. Try out some more examples related to such kind. Okay? Now, coming up to the question number 10th and the last question of the round, of this round. Yeah. So, a red brown metal X forms a salt. Okay. I don't know what this red brown metal is, but I can suspect. What is this reddish brown metal having a reddish brown tinge? Copper, yes. I am just suspecting. Let us just try to confirm this. So, it has got a formula having a compound this. When the hydrogen sulfide is passed through it, what do we get is pass through an aqueous solution of it, then the black precipitate of excess is formed along with the sulfuric acid, excess plus H2SO4, fine. Yeah, so they are just needing the answers now, so you have to be very careful. What I am suspecting over here is copper, the reddish brown, that is the hint that I have got. So if I just try to have this copper here, so copper sulfate, yes, this compound exists. If I pass hydrogen sulfide, we get copper sulfide, yes, and this is black precipitate only. Yeah, so some of the things have been confirmed. Now let's try to have the answers. What could be the salt? XSO4, CuSO4. What is the color of the salt? CuSO4, you know the color, it's blue color, yes, beautiful blue color. Name the black precipitate, CuS. By using the formula of the salt obtained, write a chemical equation which takes place when the hydrogen sulfide. So, we have to actually write the chemical equation which they are asking. Okay. And what type of chemical reaction takes place in this case? So, here is the chemical reaction. What kind of a chemical reaction is that? So, it is what? It is just the double displacement which is happening, yeah. So, it is double displacement, first thing. Next thing, can you just suspect that it is going to be a redox reaction? Let us check out. Okay, yeah. So, do not go for the redox as such, hydrogen. Okay. So, just try to remember that this is going to be the double displacement. Although this is redox, but how this is going to be redox, you will learn this thing in your higher classes, fine. So, for now, double displacement is the answer. Okay, got it? So, I hope everybody is clear with this entire set of 10 questions and you have to revise them once again. Some of them were typical and you have to get more and more examples related to those. Okay, still you have got any doubt, if you have, so you can reach out to me, I will be there for you answering your queries. Okay, have a nice day.